Experience the ultimate escape on Tailscape. Dive into a suspenseful journey where bravery and quick thinking turn the tide in a high-stakes adventure. I am Andrew, and I hope you're ready for today's video. Kara, a young girl, is about to be kidnapped by a serial killer. One day, after spending the night at her friend's house, Kara helps with chores and decides to water the plants outside. As she waters the flowers, she notices a car driving by. At first, it seems ordinary, but when the car drives by again and parks in the driveway, a man gets out with a binder and asks if her parents are around. Kara responds that she's at her friend's house and the parents are not home. The man says he's distributing magazines and asks Kara to give them to her friend's parents. As he steps forward to hand her the magazines, he suddenly pulls out a gun and demands, "You're coming with me." He forces her into his car, where a large plastic container waits. He orders her into the container and then seals it shut. After driving for a while, the man pulls over, opens the container, and ties Kara up before making her get back in. They drive to an apartment complex where he drags the container into his apartment. He releases her and begins a detailed interrogation, asking for her full name, address, friends' information, and personal history, while taking notes. Once he finishes this unsettling interview, he threatens her, "Follow my instructions, or there will be consequences. Remember, I have a gun." He then assaults her multiple times. Later, he tries to get her to eat, but she declines, offering instead to help in any way. He tells her to sweep the kitchen floor. As Kara sweeps, she observes the refrigerator, noting the names of his doctor and dentist from the magnets. She also learns he was discharged from the Navy. In the bathroom, she finds a hairbrush with long red hair and feminine hygiene products, suggesting a woman with red hair lives with him. She also sees he has a pet guinea pig and a lizard. Hours later, around 2 or 3 in the morning, he makes her take a Valium, then handcuffs her to his bed and restrains her right leg before falling asleep next to her. Kara decides this is her chance to escape. As the Valium takes effect, she falls asleep but wakes up as dawn breaks. Seeing the kidnapper still asleep, she works to loosen the handcuffs from a quick link, freeing herself. She then disconnects her leg restraint, slips out of bed, and quietly exits the apartment. Running into the complex parking lot, she flags down a passing car. The occupants are shocked but agree to take her to the sheriff's department. At the station, she recounts her ordeal, and the deputy asks if she can help locate the kidnapper's apartment. Kara guides them to the complex, describing the unit, the man, his car, and mentioning the woman with red hair and his pets. The property manager identifies Richard, the kidnapper. The police use Kara's information to find Richard, an ex-military man living with his wife. By the time they reach his apartment, he's gone. They find a footlocker with clippings about unsolved cases in another state, linking Richard to multiple murders and revealing him as a serial killer. 2 days later, police track Richard to a hotel in Florida, but he has already fled. They spot him driving, and a high-speed chase ensues. The police use a spike strip to puncture his tires, causing him to crash. Surrounded by police, Richard is attacked by a canine unit before he takes his own life with a gun. Kara eventually rebuilds her life, works in law enforcement for the department that handled her case, helps other survivors, and starts a true crime podcast and a popular TikTok account.